Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and I love any makeup, especially shiny, shifty, and sparkly eyeshadows. And in today's video, I'm going to be trying out the new Creepy Cute 2 palette from Shroud Cosmetics. Here's what the inside looks like. It is a perfect little bright, colorful, all matte palette. And I'm going to be actually pairing it with some dual-chrome, multi-chrome shades that I received in PR from Glaminatrix Cosmetics. So these are up here. I did also pick up this matte bundle from Shroud Cosmetics that they previously released. So I might throw in one of those mattes, but I thought it'd be fun to kind of combine these two together. I was originally going to do a dedicated video on the Glaminatrix shadows. However, I was just going to be pairing them with some mattes, so I thought why not try just like a bunch of new eyeshadow stuff, basically. Prior to this Creepy Cute 2 palette, I have only tried the Creepy Cute original from Shroud Cosmetics, which they used to be actually called Strobe Cosmetics. And this is one of the best pastel palettes I have ever tried, and just pastels in general. Every time I try new pastel eyeshadows, I always compare them to these because these pastels are just so good, as well as the Menagerie Pastel Pup palette. I really enjoy both of those pastel formulas. How just small and sleek this palette is, and it does have just a little bit of weight to it, which I really like, but I just really love the assortment of these colors. Do I have some of these colors across other palettes? Probably. I'm actually going to be showing you swatch comparisons to the two Sugar Pill Fun Size palettes because there are some similar tones, but not quite like a direct dupe. In case you already have one of the Fun Size palettes, but you're considering about getting the Creepy Cute 2 palette, and then on the contrast from those bright and colorful shades, we have these really beautiful, deep, almost jeweled grungy tones from Shroud Cosmetics, which I'm also going to be maybe throwing in here and there, and you'll see that in the tutorial. And I thought that the Glaminatrix shadows would pair really nicely with this palette because, I mean, just look at like so much color and fun and just pastel vibes, but like shiftiness and just sparkle, and I was just really excited to try these, and thank you so much to Glaminatrix Cosmetics for sending these to me to try out. So let's get right into some swatches and some swatch comparisons between the Creepy Cute 2 and the Sugar Pill Fun Size palettes, and then I'm going to show you 4 looks combining all of these products together, and then at the end of the video, as always, I will give you some of my thoughts. Top row is Shroud Creepy Cute 2, so Banana Milk versus Power Up from the Fun Size 2 palette, Bottom Smash from the Fun Size 2 palette, Rage Quit from the first Fun Size palette, Elixir from the Fun Size 2 palette, Player 1 from the first Fun Size palette, Player 2 from the Fun Size 2 palette, Chico from the first Fun Size palette, and lastly is Game Over from the first Fun Size palette. Priming my lid with the Peely's primer. Going in with Banana Milk right in the inner half of my crease and slowly bringing it upwards. Such a beautiful yellow shade. Just going in with a little bit more, kind of packing it on. Then taking Get Lost on the rest of the half of my crease. This one is nice and pigmented as well. I don't remember the last time I actually used my Creepy Cute 1 palette. I think probably last year. Might have used it. Did I use it recently? I don't think I did. It was the Menagerie Pastel Pup that I used recently. Next I'm taking Alien Queen onto the outer lid. And basically, actually I'm going to take it about halfway into my lid. And then slowly blending it up and outwards out here, but not too much. Next, taking Shortcake on the inner lid. Love me a red eyeshadow. This one definitely is taking up a bit to build up. Just going to keep packing it on. Putting down some Fairnight Pixie Epoxy right in the center. I'm going to be going in with Cherry Blossom from Glaminatrix Cosmetics. They did send this to me when they sent the Nocturnal palette, and that's just going to go right in the center. I feel like it's coming on a little bit chunky. I think I'm actually going to use my finger. I feel like I'll have a little bit more control. Just gonna take it up into my crease almost. Yeah, it's looking a little chunky. I don't know, I was not really expecting it. I mean, I can see in the pan that it looks a little chunky, but do you see how chunky? Okay, I think I need to try this without a primer next time, but this one like shifts to a yellow, so I thought it would work with this look. Finishing off this look with Alien Queen underneath my lower lash line and connecting it with the outer corner. Then I'm going to take Banana Milk under the rest of the lower lash line. So here's the first finished look. On to the second look. First going in with a safe word, and I'm popping that right into the inner third of my crease. And just a little bit more. Super beautiful, vibrant, cool toned pink. Next, putting Paws Off right next to that. Such a beautiful purple again. I feel like it's blending away some of the pink in here. Going back in with Safe Word just to pack it back on in here. These are going to create such a cute little color when they mix. Just going back out here a little bit. And I'm taking Switchblade on the outermost portion and blending that out. And just blending out the edge of that. I did stick down a little bit. Taking it a little bit further out. Really stuck down here. I can't quite blend it out. Sometimes it just takes a little bit more elbow grease. Going back in with Paws Off. Picked up a clean brush and I'm just going over the edges. So I'm gonna take Alien Queen on this outer corner. Oh, I love the tone of this shade. It's so beautiful. These are super vibrant so far. Taking some P. Louise Paint Primer. And I'm just putting it, actually I don't think it's technically a primer. And I'm going to be doing a half cut crease with it. Definitely need to take that up a bit higher. Next, going in with Get Lost. I'm just going to be tapping it on over the white. And I'm going to add in a bit more of Alien Queen over here. And just keep extending Get Lost. Just a little bit more. And then I'm gonna go in with Banana Milk on the rest of my lid. Ooh, that is so pretty. And I'm just gonna go back and forth a little bit with Get Lost, just to make sure that these two are really nicely blended together. On my lid, same out here. That is super fun and colorful. And I use like a bunch of shades from the palette. Taking Switchblade and pulling it in under my lower lash line and blending it into the outer corner. And I'm gonna take just a little bit of Alien Queen and pop it right underneath. And then I think I'm gonna take a little bit of Safe Word right underneath the rest of my lower lash line. I'm actually gonna go in and fix this area a little bit and just bring up the pink further. And then going in with Paws Off. Just blending it a little upwards in here, just to bring back some of it, since I did cut the crease and sometimes I just need to add a little bit more. There we go. Here's the second finished look. On to the third look. I'm priming with the Gimme Glow primer, going in with Banana Milk on the inner lid and in the crease. And I'm gonna take it all the way through my crease. Definitely feel like a lighter base would have maybe helped better, and something that's a bit more opaque because I am seeing through my staining, unfortunately. But I'm just taking that all the way across and packing it down. Going in with Safe Word on the outer portion of my lid, so just packing it down, and then I'm going to be blending it out here. We're gonna keep this look pretty light. I'm not gonna go in and deepen it up or anything like that. I'm gonna be layering over some of the Glaminatrix shadows. And I'm gonna take that under my lower lash line. Just really blend it out. And I love the way that's just like mixing in with the yellow. They look super cute together. So I'm gonna go in with Fire Orchid, and I'm just going to use my pinky. And I'm not gonna put down any sort of tacky primer or anything. And I'm just going to put it right over the pink, where I put down all the pink. It's definitely a little flaky. I'm not sure if you can see it just falling down like all over there. And then I'm gonna take the shade Hibiscus, again on my pinky, and ooh, that is so shiny. I'm gonna put that on the inner portion of my lid, and just right like above the pink, a little bit on the inner portion up here. I kind of wanted to blend in with the yellow in the crease. And again, I just feel like with this formula, you can easily put down too much. Like, I feel like it's looking a little texture here from how much of the shadow I put down. And I really didn't think I had that much on, but this is definitely gonna take some like getting used to. I feel like there's a couple of formulas I have that are similar to this that do that. So here's a third finished look. I put on the bust lashes from Kiss. On to the final look, priming with the Gimme Glow primer. This is actually the 6th look that I'm doing today. So my lids have been through a lot, but I wanted to get a head start on some filming. So I'm gonna go in with Switchblade in the crease. And I'm blending it upwards. And I am going to go in with one of the darker masks that they launched, what was it, like a couple of months ago now. And I was waiting to make a larger order, so when I saw this palette was coming out, I was super excited to be able to kind of buy those two things together. So I'm going to be using the Folklore shade, which is this really beautiful deep plum, and that's what I'm gonna use to deepen up. So I am cheating a little bit, but we're just getting as many shadows into these tutorials really, but I'm really curious. I'm definitely going to be trying these out further throughout like some videos whenever I want to film with some single eyeshadows that are shimmers and I need some mattes. I'm going to dip into here. So I'm going in with Paws Off right on the edges of that. Just because it's such a perfect shade to blend into here. And then going back in with a little bit more, just layering it on. Back in with Paws. Just to add a little bit of like that pastel tone up there. And then I'm also taking Folklore underneath my lower lash line. Then I'm taking Get Lost under the rest of my lower lash line. Next I'm going in with Wisteria from Glaminatrix. Picked a little bit up on the brush. It's a little bit harder to pick up with a brush for sure. And I sprayed it, and now I'm just gonna spread it basically all over the lid. But I'm gonna add in another shade right above that. So I'm just going in with a little bit more. That actually applied really nicely. Ooh, I can see a shift on the outside here. Such a beautiful color. So I picked up Cornflower, and I'm gonna pop that right above that. And you can see that actually they look like they would both be a little purpley, but the green shift is so strong in Cornflower. It reminds me of, what is that shade? I think it's gotta be not Lucid Lavender, the other shade, like the Cosmos from Terra Moons is what this one reminds me of. Just going in with a little bit more. I do have a bit of fallout down here, but that went on really nicely actually with this brush. And this is the Refer 21 brush. To finish off this look, I put on these So Real lashes from Kiss. So first I'm going to talk about the Creepy Cute 2 palette. I have used this outside of these 4 looks that I filmed. I did do this look as well as another look off camera, and I had a lot of fun playing with these mattes. I feel like this is such a great, like, curated, not so pastel, like brighter pastel kind of palette, and I love these different tones together. For the most part, they did blend really nicely together, and they also like mix together to create like new beautiful shadows, which I love that. But I did have just here and there a little bit of blending away when I try to layer too much of these shadows, but I didn't always have that problem, so I really feel like it's probably just the eyeshadow base. I did also off camera, the look I created, I did try it with the About Face eyeshadow primer, so that is a totally different kind of eye primer than I usually use, which I usually prefer to use the P. Louise or the Gimme Glow, and I did have a harder time on the About Face primer, so I would not recommend using that kind of primer, but it might just have been me and my experience and that primer or something. But I just felt like my texture was accentuated, which again could have been the primer and just a mixture of the mattes, but I did experience patchiness on that primer, so I'm definitely going to be sticking to my P. Louise and my Gimme Glow, and I think I will be all set because I had so much fun creating this. And I think something that's really nice about these mattes is that they do build up, so if you wanted to go in with a lighter hand and get just like a wash of color, you definitely could, or you could pick up more product and really pack it on and get like the vibrancy that you see in the pan. So onto the other mattes that I got from Shroud. I have only used 2 shades, one of which I used in the first or second look. I don't even remember. I honestly like filmed those 4 looks in one day, so they all kind of merged together. But I had just a little bit of issue with I believe it was the dark plum shade, and then off camera I did use the teal shade, and I used it on top of the About Face, and I didn't have the greatest time. So I do feel like I really need to test these out more and just try them out in general with other eyeshadows and try different eyeshadow primers. So this is really just a completely like first impression. I need to try these more, and I will keep you updated. So start with the Glaminatrix shadows. I definitely have a bunch of these shades already from other brands, which I don't mind at all, especially because most of the brands that I have these from are US based, so I do understand that that is much harder to get if you're somewhere else other than the US, especially shipping wise, really expensive, or maybe they don't even ship to you. So it's really nice to have that option if you're based out of Australia or Europe and you would rather order from a brand from Australia than the US. They are a little bit on the flaky side, so definitely really want to make sure you go in with a little bit. They have like, they're not like a putty, like squishy formula in the pan. They're a little bit more dry, but they still have that like thickness to them, if that makes sense. So I actually prefer to not use a tacky primer with these. I did use the Bauble shade, I believe it was Baubles. Yes, I used that shade all over the lid for this look, and I just used my finger, and I really like the way that applied. Definitely felt like I had more control, but if you do want to use a brush, I recommend a toothier brush and then maybe spraying it just to really help pick these up, because they are, like I said, flaky, but they are really, really beautiful, super dimensional, super, super shiny. I feel like they are definitely a great great option. So those are all my thoughts on all these products. I feel like I just kind of mushed a bunch of stuff together, but it was really fun to combine these really bright mattes with some of these super shiny and beautiful shifty shadows. I feel like they are kind of like a match made in heaven, if anything. I really am excited to play with the Creepy Cute 2 some more. Definitely you're going to be seeing this in future videos every time I get some single eyeshadows that are shiny or shifty or sparkly or metallic or anything really like that. I can definitely see myself reaching for this palette. So that's everything for this video. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried any of these products or are you planning on picking it up. I would love to hear your thoughts, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's so much indie makeup content uploading my channel and much more to come. You don't want to miss out. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. And